Greetings, this is the Maria Cozette Show, where the left brain meets the right. I have a very special guest today. She is a dental consultant and an amazing philanthropist. So stay tuned for that interview. And of course, to find out more about the show, visit mariacozette.com. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're tuned in to the Maria Cozette Show. I'm especially excited today because my guest is a dear friend and a colleague. She used to have a very successful TV show, but she took her talents in communications and invested it back into the Armenian community. I have with me dental consultant and philanthropist, Taguhi Oganyan.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you for having me. It's a little weird that you're interviewing me, but
I love it. No, I love it. Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
There are so many facets to your life. You're such an incredible human being. And really, I say this not only because I'm your friend, but as an Armenian. I'm very proud of you and all you've accomplished. So we're going to get into that. But first and foremost, tell me about your professional background in dentistry.
Well, I started as a dental receptionist. When I first had my son, I was really, really young, and I wanted something where I would have just a small job. Started as a dental receptionist. And then I just grew into the field, and anyone that knows the dental field, you know, once you get into it, there's no getting out. You just grow in the field.
Right.
And now I'm a dental consultant, and I manage an amazing corporation. And this coming January, it will be 20 years that I'm in the field.
Wow,
Started
fantastic.
at the very, very young age of 18. So it's been amazing. So I love it. I don't see myself getting out of it anytime soon.
Good.
But, you know, life does go on, and you have to take some turns. And I've taken a nice big turn in the last 3.5 years.
Yes, yes. And I think it's amazing because the whole concept of this show are people that invest a great deal of time into having this other side of their life. And so you've chosen to do that in philanthropy, which is so commendable. So talk about the journey. It is amazing. Tell our audience members, if they don't already know you, because most people do, what is the journey? When were you first inspired?
I have to say it's amazing because of the supporters. The Armenian community have made it amazing because I'm not rich. I don't have millions. I don't have hundreds of thousands in my bank account. I didn't make this journey. The journey without the Armenian community in Los Angeles. And sure, why not? Armenians from around the world. Of course, back in October of 2015, me being in the dental field, I decided to take 10 days of free dentistry to Armenia.
Okay.
So I looked into like schools of where we can provide free dentistry to kids. I found a school where there is less privileged kids. They come from homes where the families have very low incomes. And we closed down a dental office, and we provided 10 days of free dentistry. Out of 108 children, 44 of them were autistic. So after that, I wanted to go back again in April to recoordinate that for my own city where I grew up in, which is Vanadzor, Kirovakan. And so I bought my ticket in February of 2016. And I started the pre-production of it. I was going to choose the school, I was going to choose the dental office. And come April 2016, we had the very horrific 4-day war. And I just kind of, I think for every Armenian who lives in Los Angeles, all around the world I should say, forget Los Angeles, all around the world, everyone's life just stopped. For those 4 days, day in and day out, we were just following the news.
Right.
Any news, any social media. We were literally not sleeping. And April 6th, I wrote on my Facebook and on my Instagram, I made a post. And I wrote, because I already had my ticket, I was already going to go.
Right.
I wrote, I'm going to Armenia. Who would like to send money with me? And I've said this in so many interviews. In 6 days in my dental office, we collected $47,215.
Amazing.
And an awesome donator rounded that to $50,000 and $50K in my hands. On April 22nd, I flew to Armenia. And have in mind, my me being in Armenia for the second time after 25 years, October was the first one, not knowing where I'm going, what I'm going to do, but all I knew is that I had 50K in my hands and I was going to enter homes to see which soldier's family we can help with what.
Right. And I love that you brought that up because you've been very successful in fundraising, and I guess that first successful one kind of catapulted everything thereafter. But you've been very successful not only in fundraising, doing it entirely independently with your team, of course, which we'll talk about shortly, but a very unique way of allocating the funds, delivering them. So please tell me about that process, because I don't know of any other nonprofit that does that.
The reason I wanted everything filmed, and when I say filmed, have in mind everything is filmed on my iPhone. We don't have film crew, we don't have lighting. So a lot of my videos, whenever we would get to a soldier's house, if it's like 9 p.m., guess what? It's just the flash on my iPhone.
Right.
We have to count the money. We put it in an envelope. If it's $500, if it's $700, if it's $1,000, we put it in an envelope, seal the envelope, close the envelope, walk into the soldier's house. The scene does not stop. There is no cut action. There is no.
Yeah.
So we just walk in as is and we place the envelope on the table. The reason we did that in April is why we collected $91,000 in June
Right.
when I came back.
Right. Because it's evidence of where the money is going. She films her entire process of coming out of the car, going inside the house, delivering the funds.
Till this day.
Yeah,
Till
it's
this
amazing how you document that. I love it.
You have to be raw.
Yeah,
you have
of
to
course.
be as raw as you can be, because you technically have to take your supporters into the house with you.
Yeah.
I think it's the best way to do it, because you make the people who are so far, who are overseas, the sponsors, the donators, you have to have them connect
exactly
with the families that they're helping.
You definitely help build that connection.
Yep.
I really admire, aside from putting all this effort and time into what you're doing with the journey, how do you withstand all that emotional turmoil and dealing with families that have either lost loved ones or are going through severe medical conditions? How do you handle that? That's very challenging. I personally cannot, and you are a very special person for being able to do that.
A lot of my friends, such as yourself, have told me I'm this close of unfollowing your pages, which is very okay with me, because some of our footage can be very heartbreaking. It's very, very tough, even at times for me. I'm a mom. I mean, my son's almost 19, and some of the soldiers that have gone to war and have not returned home are practically the same age as my son. Some of them, in the size of their body shape, are probably shorter than my son and tinier than my son. And I'm thinking, oh my God, these guys, these boys held a gun, held a machine gun, and went to protect our land, and they never came home. What do you do? What do you go and say to this mom?
Right.
Except hug her and try to give her your energy, try to give her your strength. In the beginning, you probably knowing me, and of course I'm speaking to your viewers, but you knowing me, I was worse than the moms. Some of the moms had nothing on me when I would start crying.
Right.
It's very, very difficult. But now, months later, of course, I realized that if I don't approach them in a mentally stronger way, there's no way I can help them.
Right.
How could two weak people try to help one another?
Absolutely, you're right.
So I turned off my heart and I turned on my brain. I would walk into a home and I would start looking around. What can we help? What can we renovate? What would they need? Do they pay rent? Can we maybe sponsor their rent for a year? Can we help the dad find a job? Can we help the wounded soldier with a medical bill? Can we help them with a surgery bill or something like that? So the only way that I learned how to do it, of course it took a while, was to turn off my heart and to turn on my brain.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to say it. You're a superhero of some sorts to them. You really are. And let's talk about the team, because I feel like nothing really worthwhile is ever accomplished alone. You have an incredible team.
Yes.
And sometimes they make cameo appearances in your social media. I met them today. And who are they? What do they do? In what capacity? How do they work with you and collaborate with you on these adventures?
My team are rock stars. We only, in the beginning, in 2016, well, first and foremost, the only person that is conjoined at the hip with me is my Lucine. She has been there with me since 2004, literally. She's one of my bestest friends. But since 2016, Lucine has been by me. She's been the backbone of the journey. The journey team in Armenia, I have to say, because they are the people who take these footsteps with me,
right,
have been the greatest. Why? Because everyone has a job. Everyone has school. These people don't get paid from the journey. What I want people to understand, the Armenian community, is yes, we're considered a nonprofit organization, but the difference between us and many other nonprofit organizations is we don't pay bills from your donations. We don't pay paychecks from your donations. We don't pay, we don't have office rent. We don't have utility bills and stuff from our donations.
Right.
These people all are volunteers. So to my amazing team in Armenia, my amazing Janna, my amazing Sona, our amazing sweetheart Ellen, these girls were literally thrown into the water. And whenever you join the journey team, you don't know where Taguhi is going to send you the next morning. Whether you're going to go meet a soldier who just had a leg amputated, or whether you're going to go and deliver chemo to a child who has no hair and who's battling cancer. You just don't know where you're going to go. So our girls and our team is literally either made out of rock. I have no idea how I'm so lucky. But that's my team. And of course, in Los Angeles, we have our Journey girls. Lucine is irreplaceable to me. And of course, we have Yvette and all of our Journey girls who are our supporters. These girls answer our messages, emails. Everyone is volunteer basis. I am blessed, beyond blessed to have these girls by my side. And daily getting messages by 50 to 70 messages a day on my social media, and me having a job every day from 8 a.m. to about 6 p.m.
That's tough.
I can't answer, but
Right.
these girls are there, and I can't not say anything about Levon and just close the show, but a gentleman back in 2016 approached me and said, "Hi, my name is Levon, and I'd like to join your team, but I'll be moving to Armenia for your team." I said, "Excuse me?" I was like, okay, I said, this is a prank, this is a joke. He's like, no, I would like to move to Armenia and I would like to be helping you. He's like, this is something on my bucket list I would like to do. And I said, "Have you been drinking, sir?" He's like, no, I'm very serious. And I said, okay. I said, "Please tell me exactly what you have in mind." He's like, "I'm moving to Armenia for the next 5 months,
Right.
but I'm only moving to help your journey."
Who is this magical human
Dude,
being?
I said, okay, fine. That year ended up being the worst winter of Armenia. If you remember, Sevan,
Right.
like Sevan froze. That was the worst winter of Armenia. That guy moved that winter to Armenia.
Wow.
And Levon is one heck of a guy. I can tell you, he's in our hearts forever. He moved to Armenia for the journey for 5 months, took his savings and moved there. Of course, he moved back.
Wow.
He met his wife in one of our toy drives.
Really?
A year later, they got married. Yes, they're expecting.
I got goosebumps.
Yes,
That's amazing.
So the journey has had so many,
Right.
background stories. I'm just blessed with the greatest team ever.
Yeah, and I feel like there are a lot of bright moments, like you mentioned that, and then some, patient recoveries and some glory stories that come along with all the emotional things. And so, how can people contribute to the journey?
The only way that they can contribute is by contacting my social media pages.
Okay.
The sad part is that I've already announced that this is the last year of the journey. The good thing is that we are doing our biggest project.
Wonderful.
We are renovating a huge building.
Awesome.
In Zovashen. And because I am so one-on-one with our followers, we don't have, I mean, of course we have a website. You can go to thejourney.am and you can, thejourney.am, let me say that slower so people will know. It's not .com, it's .am. So it's part of Armenia, people will know. You can go there and donate there, but contact us, contact me, my team will definitely answer. We're doing our biggest project. We've already renovated 24 homes of wounded soldiers and families who really needed our help.
Right.
But we've taken over a building. This building is for a village in Cozette region, and it's in the village of Zovashen, where 170 people reside. Only. That's
Right.
it. Not 170 families, 170 people. That's it.
Right.
And these people don't have anywhere to go. So if a guy who's 21 likes a girl who's 18, they don't have a cafe to go to. And they're quite far from Yerevan. And if they have a birthday or a wedding or an engagement, they don't have a banquet hall. They don't have a library. Their school, their whole school, 2 villages combined, their whole school only has 18 students.
Wow.
From 1st grade to 12th grade.
Yeah.
So what we're doing is we're building them a community center.
That's
This
awesome.
community center is going to have a banquet hall, a library. This community center is going to have an after-school program. This community center is going to have tatik papik senyak. We're going to have the love seats, comfortable love seats for them where they can go play backgammon, and if the grandmas want to start knitting in a comfortable seating area. It's literally in the center of the village. It's going to have a small barber shop. It's going to have a nice kitchen.
That's
So
amazing.
it's literally a huge building and it's our end of the year project.
What a project.
Yeah, what a project. We're going out with a big bang, but because we're sponsoring so many cancer kids, my mission is to continue the Cancer Kids program. I'm not going to stop that one for as long as there's contributions coming in. I've announced that it's the Journey's final year to do projects such as the one I just talked about. But
Right.
as for the cancer kids, our mission is to see all of the cancer kids that we've sponsored to good health. So we've already sponsored 54 cancer kids. We have so many amazing kids in remission. And right now we have 41 currently sponsored. I want to see all of those kids in remission right now. And we will continue sponsoring cancer kids until I see all 41 of them at home on no more daytime chemo, no more blood tests, no more weekly visits to the hospital.
I love your heart. So if you're interested in contributing to the journey, which you should be because it's fantastic, with 100% proceeds actually benefiting the cause and the people in Armenia that really, really do need it, please visit thejourney.am. And then, of course, you can always follow Taguhi. I was going to say Tracy. You can always follow Taguhi on Facebook, Instagram. She's very active and also interactive so that you can communicate with her, message her, so on and so forth. And so my last question that I ask all my guests is, a lot of people don't know that philanthropy is actually driven by the right side of the brain because it's all about emotion and empathy and all these things. So why do you think it's important to have this other side of your life? How has it impacted or benefited your life?
Oh, in many different ways. People till this day ask me, oh, when are you going to stop? Are you ever going to stop? Don't you get tired of it? Aren't you tired? Why do you do this? It's like I get a kick out of it. My team member, Lucina, every time I go to Armenia, she says, don't go to a new soldier's house. Do you understand that? She tells our Armenia team, she goes, don't send her to a new soldier's house. Do you know why? Because she's going to come up with a new project, and by the time we're done with the other project, she's going to start a new renovation. I get a kick out of it. You know why? Because when you give, I rather give gifts than receive gifts.
Right.
And I'll tell you why. They're in the control room right now, both of them. They tried to surprise my birthday last year, and I didn't go to my own surprise party. And she's going to hate me for saying this on TV. I didn't go to my own surprise party because I didn't want it.
Right.
You know why? Because we do so much for others. It was going to suck if like on social media, they saw people surprising me for my birthday and me getting gifts. I didn't want it. I really didn't. I didn't go to my own birthday party. And she had like a lot of people there. I didn't show up to my own birthday party. I like to give back.
Right.
And I am forever grateful because we have had hundreds and thousands of people joining us in all of Los Angeles who are people just like me. You know why? Because the people have to be like me to join my journey. These people get a kick out of seeing their funds go to Armenia. So whenever a cancer child sponsor gets their whole packet receipt of $1,000 sent back to them, you should see the messages we get. Oh my God, I'm so happy. Is the chemo course done? How's the baby feel? How does she feel?
Right.
You know, they get a kick out of it. And I walk into a renovated home and I'm like, man, they have running water. Oh my God, now they can take a shower. Oh my God, they can open a sink and there's water. We take advantage of the most simple things in life.
I was just going to say that. I mean, such simple things.
Simple things.
Yeah.
When we renovated 5 homes in a row at a village in Armenia, we took water into these homes, in 5 homes, and they were like in a row, about 15-minute drive each one away. And they had no running water. And we practically just took running water into these homes. And I asked the mom of the house, I said, have you ever had running water? She's like, no, I've been at this home. I came as a bride into this home 30 years ago, and I've had to always go 45 feet out, turn on a sink outside to have water.
Oh my goodness.
Whenever my son complains of like, why is my internet slow? I look at him, I'm like, really?
You're like, one second.
He's like, oh, never mind, Mom, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I take him every summer to Armenia, and he's visited with me soldiers' homes, cancer kids. He's visited with me everywhere.
Shout out to Avo.
Shout out to Avo.
Yeah.
And we take advantage of the most simple things in life, and it goes unnoticed.
Right.
And there's so many people back home who just wish to have it, and I feel so happy to give it to them.
Yeah. Thank you so much for shining light on people and families that would have otherwise been forgotten, you know?
I'm just forever grateful for every 18 to 20-year-old soldier who right now is standing at front lines, who's probably holding a gun or a rifle that's probably half the size of their body, but they are there and they're protecting our motherland. Therefore, it's giving even me and you peace,
right,
knowing that Armenia is in good hands. And I am forever grateful to those boys' moms, because they have raised some strong boys. Because they would say, yeah, of course I would go. And then, you know, you put those uniforms on and you send them there. I don't know what they would do in the minus 20-degree weather.
Yeah, I don't think they'd make it. But it's nice that they want to.
They want to. You know, my son says if there was a war, Mom, I would be on the next flight out. And I'm so happy that he says that, you know. And the April War did show it, because hundreds and maybe over 2,000-3,000 people from all over the world did buy a ticket and did go to Armenia when the April War happened.
Right.
Sadly, they weren't allowed to go there, and the will was there to be with our boys. So shout out to all of our soldiers who are there frontline now. I hope you guys return home safe.
You're an amazing person. Thank you so much for coming on to the show.
I'm so humbled to have you as a friend.
Really, really. You're making such a huge impact and a difference where it's needed, and reaching people, again, that would have maybe otherwise not had a means to find any sort of help or anything. So thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
And please stay tuned for more of the Maria Cozette Show.
To create along with nature. To masterfully blend subtle flavors. To trust time in the making of history. To share everything we are proud of. Ararat, from heart to heart.
Know the Greats, where we spotlight a legend. Mahatma Gandhi was the primary leader of India's independence movement and also the architect of a form of nonviolent civil disobedience that would influence the world. The most notable point to emphasize is that he was nonviolent and thus became a monumental figure in world history. Born in Porbandar, India, Gandhi grew up worshipping the Hindu god Vishnu and following Jainism, a morally rigorous ancient Indian religion that espoused nonviolence, fasting, meditation, and vegetarianism. Young Gandhi was a shy and remarkable student who was so timid that he slept with the lights on even as a teenager. In the ensuing years, the teenager rebelled by smoking, eating meat, and stealing change from household servants. My, how things changed as he progressed and grew up to become a profound, brave individual who would change the course of history. Gandhi studied law and organized boycotts against British institutions in peaceful forms of civil disobedience. Gandhi led Indians in challenging the British-imposed salt tax, and later in calling for the British to quit India in 1942. This was a movement launched at the Bombay Session by Mahatma Gandhi during World War II, demanding an end to British rule of India. He was imprisoned for many years upon many occasions in both South Africa and India. He lived modestly in a self-sufficient residential community and wore the traditional Indian dhoti and shawl, woven with yarn hand-spun on a charkha. He ate simple vegetarian food and also undertook long fasts as a means of both self-purification and political protest. Cloaked in a modest shawl, he was the richest man with his otherworldly ideals. Gandhi was sadly assassinated by a Hindu extremist in 1948, but legends never die. He continues to inspire generations. The Art of Giving, where we spotlight a charitable organization. AGBU is the largest Armenian international nonprofit organization in the world, serving over 500,000 people annually. The Western District, home to more than 1 million American citizens of Armenian origin, encompasses all of the chapters and groups west of the Mississippi River. The AGBU-WD serves its community through chapters, special groups, community centers, 2 schools with 1,000 students, a Saturday school, cultural, artistic, social, and youth-oriented programs such as sports and scouts, a theater company, a media internship program, a summer day camp, a choir group, and a mentorship program. The Western District has a strong presence in California, covering Pasadena, Glendale, Canoga Park, Irvine, San Diego, Fresno, and San Francisco. Other locations include Arizona, Nevada, and Texas. Most recently, the AGBU Western District launched the Community Partner Program, which allows the community to donate on a monthly basis and contribute to all of the local AGBU programs in the Western District. To find out more about this program and become a community partner, please visit agbbucommunity.org/WD. To donate, simply text the word AGBU to 56512 and donate today. That's a wrap for the Maria Cozette Show. Thank you so much for tuning in, loyal viewers. Much love to my guest today, Taguhi Oganyan. It was an absolute pleasure to have you on the show, hear about your journey, and you must know that we are all in support of everything that you're doing. To find out more about The Journey, please visit thejourney.am, and of course, like her on Facebook, follow her on Instagram. Godspeed, my friend. And everyone out there, please remember to stay creative, do good, give back to your community. Maria Cozette, out.